Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are
That's
you?
good. Today's session, I'm gonna be training you today for the color wheel services.
Yeah.
And today's session is based on the color. And before I go ahead with the session, I would like to give a little bit introduction on
Sure.
myself,
Yeah.
and then I'll ask you a little bit about yourself too. My name is Manpreet Kaur, and I am today's trainer for your session. It called Theory Behind the Colors. Before we go in any further, we will talk about the color and how colors work and how color come into decoration, and we will talk that more about it. But first, my name is Manpreet Kaur, and I've been doing hairdressing from last 16 years, and I'm doing training for to do those sessions. And I'm married. I got two boys, and yeah, so been enjoying my training from life. And in regards this housekeeping rules, I thought I better let you know. There's only one exit point just in case of the emergency. So you will be exit just on your left, right on the straight, and the muster point is on just go to the entrance, and next to the Jamaica blue, there will be the muster point. Just in case of the fire or anything, hope nothing will happen.
Yes, thank you.
But just in case.
Yeah.
And there's the toilets also on the left to the main, the end property out, and then water is just right on the
Sure. Thank
just in case for you
Yeah.
to need to drink of water or anything.
Yeah.
Are we good to go?
Yes.
Okay, may I start with your name, please?
My name is Tamanna,
Yeah.
and I'm working.
Yes, Tamanna?
Yeah. So I've just started my salon industry, and I'm doing certificate 2 in this one, and I'm really excited to explore more things, how it goes and how it works on our hairs. And yeah, I'm really excited to have you
Yeah.
here.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. And you study completed?
Yeah, I did my bachelor's in this one.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so I'm just doing type 2 right now.
Yeah, that's good. Anyways, let's start the session. And before we go further, we'll talk about how the colors work,
Yeah.
where the color comes from, and what we're gonna do in this session.
Yeah.
And from today's session, let me give you 1 second.
Sure.
Okay, from today's session, you will be able to learn what is the history behind the colors,
Yeah.
and then who and when the colors comes in the form, and how those colors play a role, and how those primary color, when we mix the colors in with other colors, what colors we get it. And then we talk about a little bit about our natural level of the colors, because everybody has all the different kind of colors in naturally. Some people born with the darker hair and some with the lighter. We'll go through with all of that, and once we complete that stuff, then we will do a little activity to go through. So
Sure.
we'll go all one by one.
Yeah.
So before I go further, I'm gonna pull a little video up which will tell you a little bit about how the color wheel work.
Yeah.
This is the color wheel. I'll show you a little bit. That is the color wheel, which will tell you about how our colors comes. All the reds and blues and yellow, our natural color, and then how we pull them on numbers and everything like that. So you can have a look, and while that, I'll just pull the video up so you can watch it.
Thank you.
And if you have any question, you can feel free to ask.
Sure. So we got here color levels and tone values as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So the first we will tell how
The
the
10
color
colors,
levels,
yeah.
but then the tones are here. This is we call color wheel.
Yeah.
That's how the colors work. So anything when we do with the colors in human hair or in general when people do painting, we just have to see where the colors are sitting on the color wheels, and then we are mixing colors opposite
And make
each other. And then we create our colors. Yeah. So this is called a color wheel.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, and have a look.
Sure. Thank you.
I'm just going to play a little clip on the video,
Yeah.
and you can watch. If you have any question, you can
I'll
feel
let you-
free to
yeah.
let me know. I'm right here. We'll
Now,
discuss
this
as we
doesn't
go.
necessarily apply to just Kenra Color, but all color brands, and is the foundation for becoming an expert. In order to understand how to color hair as a stylist, it's imperative that we understand the law of color. We like to reference the color wheel for this information to help you understand what that means. Let's start out with primary colors. Primary colors exist on their own and cannot be made. These colors are red, blue, and yellow. When all three of the primary colors are mixed together, the end result is brown and or neutral. Now let's take a look at secondary colors. Secondary colors are achieved when mixing two primary colors together. So for example, mixing red and yellow will be orange, mixing red and blue will be violet, and mixing blue and yellow will give us green. And
So
then
now
we
we
have
just have to
tertiary
stop a
color.
little bit as
Yeah.
we watch. So as you can see how we talk about, we have a primary colors. These are the color we call red in here,
Yes.
red, and then blue, and then yellow. These colors are something we can't make it. This is something we've been gifted
Yeah.
from this.
It's natural.
Yeah, it's a natural, right. In 16s, the scientist called, let me see, Isaac Newton.
Yeah.
That's when he invented those colors for him. He think with the white and black we can do whatever we like. We can deepen that up, and then he got the colors red from the fire, and yellow from the sun, and blue from the sky. So they are like the earth colors. So earth, air, water, and all colors we get there, and then from there we start inventing all the colors. So first we have to do, so then when red and yellow mix together, they will create, when red and yellow create together, they makes a purple, and red and blue, it will create the green, and all those different colors will create different shades. So we just have to just do how it works, and let's put a little video up again to see how that thing works.
Colors. Tertiary colors are achieved when mixing a primary and a secondary color together in equal parts. Now I want you guys to take a look at colors that live opposite of each other on the color wheel. These are called complementary colors. And not only do they complement each other, but they also neutralize each other. So this is important when formulating for hair color.
that's
For
where we
example,
mix those
if you
colors,
want to eliminate orange tones from the hair, we would want to use a blue-based color because blue is
Exactly like
opposite
how
of
the
orange
color
on
will
the
work.
color wheel, providing you with a neutral, brown, or blonde end result. This leads us to our next topics, the level system and underlying pigment. Level systems. Level systems are used to describe
We're
the
gonna
level
stop
of
here for the
lightness or
level
darkness
system.
in the
This
hair.
clip is really good. It's gonna go through with all the service. Let's talk about more for the color wheels. The color wheels, as we said, is a primary colors,
Secondary
and then we have to go the secondary.
Yeah.
Secondary is when we mix three colors, primary colors, two colors together to create the third color.
Yeah.
It called secondary colors. And then from the secondary we just keep mixing, and they will become our tertiary color, right? So as I said, we talk about the primary colors. They're red, blue, and yellow. They're traditional colors, right? And they hold the majority of pigmentations. So all the pigmentations are in there, and they're really strong pigmentation. And when we combine those colors together, then they will just create
The
more
new-
colors. Yeah. So it's called like they are hues because they just created one naturally. So it comes up pretty good.
Yeah.
And then the secondary is green, orange, and purple. As in the color chart, you can see the green, orange, and purple. So when they create a color chart, they create all together with the primary and secondary, and they always keep the neutral color in the bottom.
Yeah.
It just tell you if anything goes wrong, this is the color where we use the neutral color to grab and mix and match.
Yeah.
to go lighter, and or if you want to go darker. Okay, so with the territory color, yellow and orange, red orange, and red purple, blue green, and yellow green. These are the colors when we mix, like say for example, when we mix orange and yellow, mix those two colors together, it will give you that mixture of orangey and then colors there. And when we mix orange and red, that will give you that kind of maroony, that shade in there. So that's how those colors will work. And the names is enormous colors used for the end result. Normally when we want to reach different shade of the result, that we have to mix. But this is more we learn how we mixing later on. But that's how those colors work. And from there, of course, we have the color in the depth. We'll talk about that later on, like the guy is saying. Before that, I might just bring some color chart. In that way, you can have a look on the colors. Once we know how our color chart work, how we create from primary to secondary, secondary to tertiary. Once we know all of those colors, then later on first thing what we'll know is how our color levels work. When people come into the colors, so it's important to see what kind of color level they are by natural, and once they are, we pick the colors by nature, and then we able to color them up later on. Okay, so our all colors are sectioned by 10 levels. They start from the dark as a black and going all the way up through the medium blonde and blonder and everything. Everybody born with those colors. We don't create that color. This is just the level of the natural level of the color which we look for them. So this is what we call, that's what we call the different level of the colors. That's just a little quick color chart which will give you all those different nice shades. Start with the natural, then this ashy and those reds and orange comes along, and then, but for the time being, all we need is this just the level of the color, just to find out how those level of the color work.
Thank you.
Before that, just have a look, and I'll put that little clip again about that, how we talk about the natural colors.
Sure.
With lower levels being darker and higher levels meaning lighter. Kenra Color uses a level system from 1 to 10, with 1 being the darkest brown or black, and 10 being the lightest pale blonde. We actually removed level 2 because it's indistinguishable to the human eye to differentiate below a 3. We also have to talk about underlying pigment. Now, underlying...
Okay, so this is what we talk about, like, as said, some people born with the darker hair, starting with the level 1, and it goes all the way to the level 10. You see different people, country background, they're born with a different color of hair, mainly Asian people, born with the darker hair tone, and then as we go with a different community of people or country of people, there you will find a different color. These colors are the natural colors, right? So we often check people's hair like by checking on
So mine is one.
Your one is dark and mine is dark too. So these colors, we have to see underlying pigmentation of these colors too. This is what we created as looking at what country people have what colors, but what is hidden in there is also something to understand, because more the darker color is, more it has a red pigmentation, and as we go lighter, it will be holding like a yellow pigmentation. So let's talk about the underlying pigmentations. So starting from level 1 to level 10, we have 3 different pigmentation in our hair. One is red, one is orange, and one is yellow color, the pale color. So color from 1 to basically like a 4 or 5, they hold the red pigmentation. The color, more the darker color is, the stronger the pigmentation is. Every color has underlying pigmentation, even your hair and my hair. and more the people are from level 5 to 7 or 8, they hold like an orangey pigmentation, and then more we go up to the level 10, they hold like a yellow pigmentation on the colors. So that's why it's important to know why people have the underlying pigmentation. You know, you might have seen people complain their hair throws a lot of orange, their hair throw a lot of red, and they keep thinking, oh, I put the black color, what happened later on it goes red.
That's correct.
That's the reason, because they hold a stronger pigmentation in there. So you just have to work out. Even by looking under the sun, the light, you can probably able to see those colors have how they have a ready tone in there, and more you come there, they give you a little bit of that coppery, that orangey tone, and more it comes. And another good thing is you will able to understand from where. By look, this color chart will tell you everything. Looking, these are the color you already had a look, but look at these. These are the pigmentation is telling you about what we're talking about. That's right. Yeah. So every company, every color chart has all those secrets to tell. More you talk about like level 4, it shows you that red, and more we talk about the orangey tone, it stops there at 7 and 8, and as we go above, it goes 10. Yeah? So that's how we learn how to do the pigmentation and all that. Let's have a little more about the discussion. What he is explaining in his little video will give you more.
Pigment is natural hair pigment that is in everyone's hair, but it is visually exposed anytime we're lifting 2 or more levels. So, for example, if I have a client who's a natural level 6 and I'm lifting her to an 8, I'm going to be exposing some gold tones. So, thanks to the color wheel, I know that violet cancels out gold, so I would use a violet-based color for a beautiful blonde end result. Before we take a deeper look into hair color, let's take a look at hair itself. Let's take a look at the structure of the hair.
This is
The hair
something
is
we will be
divided into
discussing
3
today.
layers.
At the moment, we're only talking about the colors, so we will be talking just a little. That's where we do the darker and what do you think? More the pigmentation is the person holding in their hair. More it's really harder to go changing the shades and colors. That's why we later on, once we know our color wheel, once we know about how the level of the colors work, then we talk about the texture of the hair, if some people have any color in their natural hair. If the colors are natural, if somebody does not have a color before, it's easy to give a bit of nice level of the color. But if some people been having a color on top of the color, it's very hard to find their natural pigmentation, natural level of the hair. That's why it's important to see whether they have a bit of regrowth, then you can able to see it, or you just, if there's too much artificial color in there and you are unable to, by the 4 week as the regrowth comes, you will be able to see. You will be able to see that. And as we talk about when we talk about the underlying pigment, as we talk about the darker hair has a more phenomenal present as an undertone, and then the blonde hair has less. That's why it's very important very easy for people who has a natural level light. Say for example, if somebody comes in level this and they want to go really light blonde, it's so easy to give them a result, right? Because for them it's not many level to live. But if somebody like yours or mine, they want to have level this, it's so many levels we have
need to pass through.
So you see, sometimes when Asian hair or darker hair people will say, basically the darker hair people, they want to go lighter, somehow they stop somewhere there, and their hairs end up like really orangey color, or base which has more orange, and they can't get the cleaner looking white or blonde. This is the reason, because they have like strong underlying pigmentation to cut through, and when we try to cut their pigmentation, it's not easy. It's really hard. hard to do it. I hope you're getting in. Is there anything you want to have a look and let me know if any question you come? Are you clear about the levels?
Yeah, I'm clear.
And you clear about the color wheel, how color wheels work? Because sooner we're gonna do a little activity which will more clear about how the color wheel work, how the primary and secondary color and tertiary color, what we talk about it working.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a couple of minutes, have a look on your color wheel, or if anything you would like to.
So basically, if someone wants to like level 1 and they got the red pigmentation in there and they want to get number 10 or like blonde color, but they need to wait for a regrowth, isn't it? So because after that you can see it's like what's the pigmentation actually.
Yeah, that's right. If somebody already have blonde hair, right, and they want to see, it's really hard. If somebody just recently done the blonde, you can't do anything unless they regrowth come.
Yeah.
Then often people, when they have blonder, they will come back at least with this much regrowth, and then you will see what level they are. If they are level 7 or 6, no problem. You can give them a nicer color.
Yeah.
But if the pigmentation is standing with level 2 or 3, then it's hard. Then it's hard to give them. And then they come with different technique, how we're doing color service, we're doing oiling and all that. That is later on we choose how it comes. But normally that's the reason you see people with the, once they walking in, you will be able to see what sort of level they have, right? So say for example, if I call Piper for the, just to show you how the level work, that will give you more idea. Just 1 second, I'll bring her.
Thank you.
Piper is a right example. As you was talking about how things work, and see how Piper's hairs are naturally how lighter?
Yeah.
Right? So if we look at Piper's hair, Piper is naturally really like level 8 or even 9. She born really like a sort of blondie. So it will be so much easier for Piper to give that blonde hair versus somebody who has that black pigmentation. It would be really hard. Isn't it, Piper?
Yeah.
You must be born blonder.
Yeah, I was bleach blonde as a baby and faded into the mousy brown.
Yeah. Still you got a quite light.
Yeah.
Nice. See how that's exactly what you was talking about. So when people walked in with this much regrowth, then you actually able to see how their natural color work. Yeah. Thank you, Piper, so much for giving me a minute.
Thank you.
That's okay. Okay. Now we're gonna have a look, and I'll prepare a little activity for you.
Yes, sure. Thank you.
Today I got a little activity here. I got some paint. Couldn't find the other one, so we're going to use this water paint and little tray along with the water. We'll mix some colors and we'll see how those colors create a different color. From primary to secondary, we'll use our red, blue and yellow color first to mix with the secondary to create how those colors actually work. So we'll play around a couple of minutes for this activity and we'll see how it goes. Doesn't want to start. Alright, there we go. Yeah, go for it. So with the brush, I might just do one for you, so you will be able to see. Let me move the camera. better. So will you start with the red? How you know how we listen about those territory colors?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we can hear it in the
Maybe
in the
we
thing.
can wait
Yeah,
for 1
yeah.
minute.
All right. So we do start with the red first. Use your red color. Of course, try to mix there. And we do red and blue.
Yes.
Just to see how that purple color comes nice.
Yeah, with
see
mixed
how in here we say red and blue creates a purple color,
Yeah.
and that give you nice that purpley. Then you can add more and more red in there to create that really nice, that different shade of purple.
Yeah.
See how it works. When you create a little bit more red in there, it gives you that nice, that pinky tone of purple. And when you create more darker on the blue, that will give you a bit of that deeper. I think that's how those things work.
Yeah.
Here I will let you play with it. Maybe just try another primary. We did red and yellow. We can do you can do yellow and red and green.
So we're gonna mix first yellow.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna mix with red.
You can use this. See how it gives you that tone, different tone.
Yeah, it's like more brownish.
Yeah. So if you use, because which you use red and
Yellow.
yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you use like an orange, yellow and blue, and see what it comes. You might have to use this to dry out, isn't it?
Yes, thank you.
Maybe those little toys. Because this is another primary color from the yellow and the blue
Yeah.
to see.
So if we mix yellow and blue, it will be green, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yellow and blue will give you that greeny color.
Yeah.
Of course, with those kinds, sometimes you, and then with the we already get the purple,
Yeah.
yellow and mix. We got that orangey color, and then you mix with the yellow and blue, it gives you green.
Green,
But do you want to try your secondary color?
Yeah.
So if you try see like this yellow and green to see what color it
Colors.
give you.
Yeah.
We try
This
one or two.
Yeah. So I'll just get the yellow color first.
Yeah.
Pop it here. And then
Green. Do you have these two to see how it works? So you are taking one primary color
Yeah,
and one
one
secondary
secondary
color.
color, yeah.
Just when you already know from primary how we did the secondary.
yeah.
Let's try from secondary to one territory color.
yeah. I think we need to get more yellow color.
Yeah. See how it give you that softer para?
yeah.
So what happened on this color wheel? Have a look on this color wheel. So in this color wheel, when we section it, you will see majority of darker colors goes in this direction, and majority of lighter will come. More you're mixing in, more the lighter part of the colors you will see it. More it goes up at the scale, more it will be darker.
Darker, yeah.
So as you can see, it's nice like that parity, exactly like a brush,
Yeah.
isn't it? So yeah, see how it works.
Yeah.
It's quite creative.
Interesting, yeah.
Okay, so this is what all Aku was doing for the session 1.
Yeah.
To talk about, before I wind up everything, I'm going to quickly explain what we did.
Yeah.
Today's session, we have color about the color wheel, how the colors being created,
Yeah.
who create the colors, Newton,
Yeah.
and our primary colors,
Some other.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then secondary color, and
So
then
basically, we get the primary colors from the nature. We didn't make it.
Yeah,
And it's like a yellow, green, and
yellow, blue,
blue
and
and red. Yeah.
And then from there we did the secondary color,
Yeah.
and we talked about a little bit of the tones,
Tones,
how
yeah.
those tones work,
Yeah.
and we learned to create a little activity
Yeah.
to create how from primary to secondary you will come.
Yeah.
I hope you have covered good in this session.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, and before I let you go, I'll give you this little feedback form
Yeah.
to fill it in. If you have any question, feel free to let me know. Thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for
thank you.
joining me for this session.
Thank you.
I hope you really.
I really enjoyed it, and I really learned about the colors.
I
And
think the
everything.
activity is always good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.